Right, so hey, no singing, no singing, nothing of that sort of stuff here. BeamNG, however. And this is gonna be a positive video. What an amazing sound this car has. I really feel strongly about engine sounds, and this is, yeah, thumbs up for the sound. And the first time in any sim that I've played, torque converter. That's something I've thought about a little bit a long time ago. We had to do it for a company I used to work for. I couldn't get my head around to torque multiplication and how on earth it worked, and in the end that project didn't go ahead, so thankfully there was no evidence of my lack of understanding of it. But it's the first time I experienced it in a game, and it's cool. And it upshifts at low throttle and then it sort of downshifts. Yeah, this is just... I'm in love already. That is a big beast. But compared to the cars in automation that feel a certain way, of course you would expect the cars in BeamNG are more optimized. And this feels completely natural and really nice. Yes, it's an automatic pickup truck, but you can still drive it just fine. So this is the default car it starts you out with. I didn't want to drive that because this video is not going to be a complete review of all the cars in BeamNG, but just this brief look at this amazing torque converter, something we haven't experienced in SimRacing. But also at the top of the list, base manual. So this is the car I tried just a little bit yesterday, and I was quite frankly blown away. So this is an old school-ish road car with not a huge amount of power. And this feels super good, like it's completely natural. It reminds me perhaps of Live for Speed, which is pretty high praise because that's very approachable, drivable as well. And adjustable, you know, this is just mind-boggling that I don't think really there is any other sim that does a road car like this so convincingly, subjectively to my eyes, in my eyes. So that's it, thanks for watching. Get this if you don't already have it. I know it's an old game, you probably have it. Yeah, it blew my mind. It's a nice feeling having like sidewalls on your tires. They require a bit more slip angle, and road cars in AC you can drive them, but of course the main sims that are popular now, ACC, iRacing, RF2, it's mostly racing cars that you drive, and you lose that feel of dancing and having a floaty, soft suspension. I think it's a gorgeous feel, and a bit like the Honda NSX in R Factor 1 that I made, although that is mid-engine. A little bit more twitchy, but this is completely natural. A joy to slide around. Bit of understeer. So now I am using 900 degrees on my steering wheel. That felt a little weird with the automation cars, but here it feels completely natural. Controlled four-wheel drift, that's very slow, but Force feedback is fine too. It's a little softish, but I can just ramp it up a little bit in the menus. Now, in order for this video to not be without criticism, I did try a couple of the more racing type cars and they felt a little stiff, perhaps a little like a bit like the automation cars were not as analog, and this is of course old school, not a lot of power, soft suspension, probably high sidewall tires. You expect a difference, but this feels more instantly, I don't know, subjectively correct. I've never done this in this type of car on the track, but it's so intuitive, easy, approachable, chuckable. And in this, yeah, like I said, this does not seem in any way inferior to the best you can get in AMS or R Factor or AC. Completely natural, super impressive handling. And that's basically all I have to say. Many cars in this game, I know. Some will be better, some will be worse. But just this experience is, after being sort of mind blown that the automation BeamNG plugin sort of works and is fun, and not entirely unbelievable. And this just blows it out of the water with how realistic it feels. Then again, we always try to make silly cars in automation. Perhaps if you make a normal car in automation, it might actually... That's a bit of grass. A normal car in automation might actually drive normally in BeamNG as well. No mohawk wings and stuff. So if the force feedback is quite light the way I set it up now, I have to help it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of Live for Speed, because that's sort of one of the few sims where driving sort of road cars is kind of popular. Well, not that Live for Speed is probably not popular anymore, but you would actually race this type of car. This will be a lot of fun to race against others because it's easy to handle, yet to be smooth and not scrub too much speed off. And while you can slide, probably not the quickest way. Perhaps slipstreams would work. Super cool, really cool. So natural. I don't know what else to say, really. And now slides a little. I have to turn in earlier than you think, so I'll probably do it too late already. No, that's alright. And not quite the balance of power to sustain that, but completely natural all the way. So yeah, if you have not tried BeamNG, if you think it cannot be a good simulator, yes, there we go. And you can still overdo it. It's super excellent. This is so amazing. Yeah, blown away. No way I would have expected it to feel this good. And once again, I managed to be like 5 years late to the party. Although, to be fair, I believe this updated tire model is like a year old or so. So I'm technically not quite 6 years late to the party. Just keep it. Nah, I can't quite do it. I like as well that there are so many variants of cars. Automatic, manual, tuned, that sort of stuff. It's really nice how they haven't got like a million different 3D models, but they just made a lot of different variations of cars, which is fair enough. See, I talk about having to enter a bit later than I always do, and that's a prime example. So, again, yeah, I knew I would run out of things to say real soon, but now it's too much fun to stop. I've been hooning about. Let's see if we can do like another lap somewhat smoothly. Low frame rate mirrors, I just see that. Gotta be critical. Extracting lap time from a car like this is so much fun, I think. Oh, it's too early. Understeer. Stick to the left. Blip. Entered too late, remember that. Oh, touchy. Four-wheel drift, super nice. I think second gear, probably a little, but then we're downhill, so it doesn't matter too much. This is complicated apex. Oh, or no apex at all. Probably better to have a late apex and a straight line. That's part of the track. That's a fun corner, because now I went too quickly and I messed up the line into this one. It's a nice challenge, that. I like that. I think S's are typically overrated on tracks, but it's nice that here it's downhill. To be patient. It's a fairly nice track as well, and there's many different options. And like I said earlier, you know, this is a tiny portion of what BeamNG is, I know that, but... Oh, that's understeer. Also, not to be confused with turning in too late. Yeah, that's me. Too late again. Tasty cola. Okay, let's see if we can actually find an apex. We can, but at no speed. A little bit of a throw there, that helps. I felt that in the BeamNG, sorry, in the automation cars as well, it helps. Throwing it ever so slightly, but that feels good. So now brake a little less late. So we can stay on the right. Brake a little bit more. Nice. Throttle. Ah, this is so cool. This is absolutely flippin' brilliant. And easy. Ah! BeamNG. Yes. Absolutely yes. Oh, this is not the cleanest line. Anyway, guys, I could do this forever, and I don't really have a lot more to say, other than the obvious that most of you already knew. BeamNG is great. I guess I just have to apologize for not trying this earlier. So, now I gotta see if I can get that, like a triple screen situation going that's at a good frame rate. This is really, 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 really impressive. Alright, bye.